I didn't see you guys there. Today, we're going to be talking about a tactical AK-47 and whether or not it actually makes you cooler to own one on the range. But before we do, we couldn't do that without some very important people. One being Sparky, back again like he never left, saying things he shouldn't say on camera. All right.
Who?
Yeah, you. We have some amazing people that we need to thank, like Basement Operator for supporting the channel. That's where you can go find all of your awesome apparel, builds, you know, and then support us through our affiliate stuff. All right, so basementoperator.com. Next things next, of course, is Velocity Ammo.
Right there. Freedom Seeds.
Keeping the Freedom Seeds flowing over on the channel, so big thank you to them. They're at basementoperator.com too, so yeah, that's where the affiliate stuff is, you know, so basementoperator.com.
You gotta go there first.
Yeah, and then also
Core.
What? Core Essentials is supporting the channel, so big thank you to Core. We love their belts. They make very cool belts, like these tactical belts with the little...
So for like post-Thanksgiving, you can kind of loosen them up just a little wee?
Yeah, post-Thanksgiving, post-Christmas, post-New Year's. I mean, it's really...
Then when you actually succeed on your New Year's resolutions, you can tighten them up.
Yeah, you can tighten them up, just like that. They have a really nice track system, all right? So this is the PSA AK-47. This is the GF-3 model. This might be labeled actually Soviet Arms because they are transitioning all of their AK stuff under the brand Soviet Arms. Kind of like, you know how they have the H&H, which is all like their retro stuff. I think they're moving all of this to Soviet Arms. So like if you flip this AK over.
Come here, Hunter.
Come here, Hunter. It's stamped Soviet Arms, but it's also in West Columbia, South Carolina. Please ignore our AR-15.
If it fits, it ships. Leave us alone.
Yeah, if anybody wants to send us one, we'd be gladly appreciative of that. Speaking of getting sent things, we do have a relationship with PSA, so they did send out this firearm. We just want to make that known. But we're a big fan of PSA stuff. We like their Saber stuff, and we really like how they're positioning themselves in the market by pushing into that budget high value stuff, especially with their Saber line. We're a real big fan of it, getting the Cold Hammer Forge stuff with the Radiant furniture. So we wanted to do a kind of build around one of their AK-47 models, and that's how this thing has
come about.
Come about. There's a little bit of difference in the semi-automatic platforms, like an AK versus an AR-15. A lot of this is probably rudimentary. The biggest difference is how the gas system works. So this one is cycled by moving a bolt, not direct gas through the system. The gas pushes the bolt back. Very similar to how an AR-15 works. There's no elaborate gas system, and the way that the recoil is managed is
a nice big old spring.
A nice big old spring within the receiver, which if you press this button, it pops out. Whereas a AR-15 uses a buffer tube and a buffer spring and buffer weight that, you know, allows the bolt to cycle, catches the recoil and pushes it forward. Another big difference is caliber. Traditionally, an AK-47 runs a 7.62 by 39 caliber, whereas traditionally, an AR-15 runs a 5.56 caliber, which weight varies greatly with a 5.56 caliber weighing anywhere from like 40 at the super low end and up to like 72, and maybe you could push a little bit further than that. Yeah, I don't know if you could, but then the AK, you're sitting in like the 120s in terms of grain and bullet weight. So that's the biggest difference between an AK-47 and maybe an AR-15. Another thing we will kind of want to briefly talk about is the differences in a tactical AK versus a traditional AK.
So your traditional is like your wood stock you see in every single movie ever.
Yeah, your traditional AK, you got your wood stock. You don't really have a break or threaded barrel that you can easily use. Traditionally, you will just have iron sights on it. There'll be no place to run a red dot or any type of Picatinny. There's no M-lock slots.
There's no light.
Yeah, and you'll have just your standard wood furniture. Whereas like this more tactical AK-47, you have a buffer tube, which is mounted to the receiver. You have M-lock slots and QD points in the front for your attachments to kind of kit out your AK-47. In terms of prices range incredibly on AK-47, especially in PSA's world. The most basic one's like 600 bucks. When you're starting to kit them all together and getting like the tactical rail and this, the ALG trigger, you can push anywhere between $1,000 and $1,200 easy. I think this one MSRP's for about $1,100. This one does have the ALG trigger in it, which is a little bit nicer trigger than your standard AK trigger that you get from PSA or Soviet arms, you know, one and the same at this point. So that's kind of where you're sitting at in terms of price point between a normal AK and a more tactical AK-47. So, Sparky, without further ado, you want to go put it on a target?
Well, sure.
Yeah, let's suit up. All right, you think?
Can you count to 5?
I don't know if I'll be able to count to 5. You have to put her here in the circle or the square.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah?
Ah!
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah! 5 rounds. Any more than 5, any less than 5,
Hold on.
disqualified.
Let me see where the dot's hitting.
Oh.
That's close.
Shooter ready? Huh?
Oh, shooter's ready.
Can you believe this guy? Uh-oh.
Did I only shoot 4? I was trying to be conservative.
He's got, all right, get Sharpie out, get Sharpie out. So he's got a 3-second penalty right off the bat. Total time, 3:72.
So 6.72.
6:72 is the time to beat. I missed them all.
That was
thing's
6
shooting
shots.
low. That thing's shooting low.
That was already 7 seconds. Looks like I won that one.
He won. God, that thing shoots low.
You shot one low, and you were like, I got it. What a dumbass. Well, so we've determined Sparky sucks. Do we want to do it again, or are you just too embarrassed?
I'll do it again. I want another chance.
Just to a 3.
No, no. I done won this.
Shooter ready?
You have to say yes when he says
Yes.
How many times have we done this? And he just don't get it. Hey, clock's ticking.
That wasn't 5, that was 4.
That was 4. 3-2.
Ouch, man. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ooh, 4.5, 3.5.
What?
That's mostly in. I give you that one. I'm generous. I give you that one.
That was 6. What a retard. Golly, it's like Sparky can't shoot.
He shoots a good group. They're just all low. That's 2.
Sucks, 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 sucks. There's the 6th one, so we're not counting that. So Sparky didn't get any in the A zone. Beep! I got 2. Heck yeah.
All's fair, love, and war.
We're not at war, and we're not in love yet. We definitely should have counted time because he took way too long for that.
Well, you said we weren't counting time. I was like, well, let's see what we can do here.
Good grief, son. You only got him once. That's not in the hole that Hunter drew.
Yeah.
So do you want to do tip to butt, butt to tip?
Butt to tip.
You want to do butt to tip this time?
That's right. That's where I like it.
Oh gosh. All right, well, we're gonna go butt to tip this time. You see a Mission First Tactical stock on this. That did not come on this thing. The tried and true Magpul was on it. And I am like, the only difference between that one and a CTR is a QD and a locking mechanism. And I think that makes the world of difference. So I took that one off, found the nearest trash can, and tossed it in it, and I put a Mission First Tactical on it.
A lot less wobble.
A lot less wobble, and I just liked, you know, I liked how it looked on this one.
Pretty streamlined.
Pretty streamlined, and it has a little QD point here at the bottom, which I kind of like the QD at the bottom because it doesn't like wrap weird around your shoulder. But that's not part of this original.
But one would say it is sacrilegious. A buffer tube.
Listen, this is a tactical AK.
Well, yeah, we'll just put a folding.
Part of the, yeah, okay, fine. But I feel like it couldn't be very tactical without it.
Without a buffer tube?
Yeah.
I feel like it's just sacrilegious. If you're gonna do AK, go AK.
All right, quit complaining.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, all right,
throwing it out
that's fair. As Sparky said, this has a buffer system in it. This is actually a non-functioning buffer system. It's just, it's just there for the
it allows you to put AR style stocks on.
Yeah, and you know, that's nice. Moving into the receiver, you get your Magpul furniture, which is, you know, very nice. Picking it up here, you get a little extension on your safety, which works really well. You know, it's just an AK-47 upper and lower. Golly, I'm already talking about it like it's a freaking AR because
of the stocks.
Because of the stocks on it, it's not. You have your mounting system here. We actually have a Midwest Industries mount coming, and it just is taking absolutely forever to get here. So we were like, screw it, we're just gonna film it. This one does have an ALG trigger in it.
Which is a lot nicer than most AK triggers.
Yeah, which is a lot nicer than most AK triggers.
A lot less travel, real crisp.
Yeah. I mean, it's just very smooth, good shooting trigger. I've been very pleased with it. And you know, we have that AK-103 from PSA. It does not have...
It's got so much travel.
It does not have...
Can't find the hole.
I don't normally...
Do what I told you.
I don't normally have that problem. It has a normal AK trigger in it, and it's just gross. Yeah, it's nowhere near as nice as the ALG trigger. So I really like how PSA incorporated that into this. And you know, PSA has a ton of different models of the GF-3, and they have like the GF-4, GF-5, 103, 104, 105, and then the 101 and 102. Like,
they got a bunch.
They got so many different AK-47 variants, and they're constantly rotating through being in stock, being out of stock. So when you're looking at this build on the website, I do apologize if it does go in and out of stock, because that's just the nature of PSA. They make really popular AK-47 or AK-47 variants. You might be able to find this exact same thing without the ALG trigger, and you might be able to find this thing with the ALG trigger. It's just really a toss-up. So if it's out of stock,
just hang out.
Just hang on to it. Do the little notify me. Actually, I have one. It's on the notify me right there. I've used that before and it actually works. Let's move forward, and this is kind of what we're getting into the tactical. Well, that was back there, but the tactical AK-47 parts, you know, we got the M-LOK. The M-LOK furniture. So we have a lot of M-LOK section up here, and this we have used greatly. We have a little foregrip here. I think this is a Mission First Tactical foregrip as well. We have an HRT light here mounted down on the AK, and then you can see right there we have a QD point. Right there we have a QD point, as well as a clip for a sling. And then we decided that, but all those were awful places to actually mount it. So we actually bolted one in with an M-LOK piece right here, and we're using a 1021 tactical sling. So big shout out to them.
The JL Billet extended handguard.
Wow, thank you for the very defined spec there, Sparky.
Read the brochure.
Read the brochure. What kind of gas block is that?
Couldn't tell you. It looks like an AK from here.
Yeah, I think that is a 45-degree gas block. You see it on there? Oh no. Well.
Hold on. Play the elevator music for just a minute.
2,000 years later.
Gas block. Extended combo block. It's not a... Where do you get 45 from?
It kind of looks like some of them will shoot straight up and some of them will shoot diagonal, and the 40... Yeah, shut up. Shut up. Like what Sparky said about the JL
Billet.
Handguard. It's worked.
Sturdy.
It is sturdy. It's worked really well. We actually, the only issue we've had out of any part of this PSA really, there's a little locking mechanism.
Come here, Hunter.
Yeah, come here. Come here, make yourself useful. There's a little locking mechanism here right in front of the very traditional AK-47 sights. You flop that bad boy up and it unlocks. It is super loose. I mean, just look at that.
I don't know if it's supposed to be that way or not, or if you got...
Yeah.
But when it comes loose, and we got our Hollis mounted up here, so when this guy starts walking, you're moving around. Yeah. You're gonna lose zero pretty quick.
And that's when we were transporting, it actually got knocked loose while we were transporting it. When we were doing all the shooting and stuff, like the actual working with the rifle, it didn't get knocked out. So like recoil's not moving it, but it's easily brushed up against and easily pushed.
Hanging on gear.
Yeah, if it got hung on gear, like I guarantee you, if we just, you know, That did it.
Yeah, that's all it took.
Yeah.
Oh, you done screwed the pooch.
I did done screwed the pooch, but we'll get it worked back out. But that's all it took was just, you know, and now it's.
Slight design flaw maybe? Or if it's supposed to be like that, I don't know. But not good.
No, not good.
That's the only thing I found that.
Yeah, and that's been our biggest issue. And there it went. It just went right back in. Just like.
Never good when it comes loose.
No, it's never good when it's
Or if
loose.
it goes right back in.
Loose from the factory.
Loose from the factory or when it slides back in, right? So that's been our biggest issue with it. Other than that, the Hollow Sun we have mounted up here. This is a 403C. We've done a lot of shooting with this. Sparky used it in classes. We've been a big fan of it. We like it a lot. It's been a very good Hollow Sun. We have it mounted on a primary arms mount, and it's held zero through here. Yeah, it's done the job fairly well. The AK's, speaking of its accuracy, and let's just speak to the 16-inch barrel. When I went through the zeroing process with it, I did the same with it and the same with the BCM. They both shot about the same. They're not like incredibly accurate firearms. This one was probably shooting 2 MOA, but I was using a red dot. So I mean, you know, you can only get.
It's not a precision weapon.
Yeah, I couldn't get it to be like a very like dialed in weapon. Now with that being said, I was able to put it on 200-yard steel pretty easily up at IWLA. So, you know, it's what you're looking for. You probably wouldn't buy this with the intent of being a sniper rifle.
Oh yeah, like I said, this is a battle rifle.
You're buying this because you get to shoot the larger 7.62 by 39. And then finally, once we've walked all the way up through the 16-inch barrel and we get to the very tippy top tip.
Little mini tank brake.
Yeah, a little mini tank brake. It's got some whomp behind of it, but it does a good job in recoil mitigation.
It's probably one of the lighter AKs as far as recoil I've shot.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
you also got a lot more stuff on it than the traditional AK.
That's
so
also
that
true.
That probably feeds into it.
You know, and the rail weighs a little bit more than traditional wood. So maybe that has some, impact.
This thing definitely weighs more than a standard AK.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. So the PSA GF-3 or the Soviet Arms GF-3, whatever you want to talk about it, we like it a lot. We do think there are some things like this little switch right here.
Cause for some concern.
Cause for concern, and honestly, depending on how you're using this, I would say it's a very big concern.
Because you're gonna lose zero on your red dot if you mount it.
So it's definitely something that we will probably address at some point. I don't know, Sparky said weld it on there, super glue,
something like something.
Loctite, I don't know.
Keep it from swinging.
Keep it from swinging. But other than that, in terms of functionality, it worked fine. Like I said, it didn't bounce out shooting, but it is easy to knock off, and then that'll cause you to lose zero. So that's a pretty big deal. In terms of accuracy, in terms of, you know, just functioning as a firearm, it did as it's supposed to. And, you know, would you pick this over would you pick this over a traditional AK? Would you pick this over an AR-15? Who's this for? And would it make you cooler? Does it make you cooler owning this?
Nah, I wouldn't say it makes you cooler.
He lies. It definitely makes you cooler. Look at it.
No. I like AKs. I like it better than an AR, mainly because that's all I'm used to.
Yeah.
But I do like an AK. Like I said, bigger round's nicer. If you're gonna get an AK, get a tactical one, because you just got the options. That's the biggest thing. You got options for light, red dots. You get in, you know, so you just got options with a tactical.
I would say if you're buying an AK for the purpose that you would buy an AR, go ahead and buy one that is readily equipped to accept attachments. I guess you could get a traditional stock if you'd like to.
Or just a folding stock.
Something like that. I like the modularity and the ability to change that you get with a like AR-15 stock.
But if you're looking for just the AK, you just want to round out the collection, get an AK, then yeah, if you want a traditional wood stock one,
by all means.
Go that route.
But there is an intimidation factor because you don't see a lot of AKs like this.
No.
This is something that is unique. If you want to shoot a 30 caliber bullet, have a little bit more whomp behind of it, this is definitely an option. This is way more reliable than, say, like an AK or an AR-47 that shoots
a mutant.
Yeah, like a mutant type, the traditional platform, and you get the ability to run, you know, your red dot and your light and your grip and your stock and the things that you want out of an AR, you can get it in a. And just, in my opinion, I think it looks really, really cool. Sparky, do you have any closing thoughts?
No.
Hunter, any closing thoughts?
Christmas is over, but you can still send your friend's mom some basement operator merch.
That's true. Send your friend's mom some basement operator merch. Big thank you to the supporters of the channel, Velocity and core. Of course, we'll see you guys on the next one. As always, take some outdoors. Peace. Also, if you want to send us an AK stand, anybody watching, go right ahead. Sing the song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh. All right.
Oh,
We're rocking and rolling.
Well, we were a minute ago. Keep singing.